Good morning, everyone, and welcome to CSL Charlotte, Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte. We are so happy that you are here. I am your host, Horace, and we are just delighted that you have chosen to be with us today on this beautiful spring day, at least where it is here. And so, all you love streamers out there, wherever you are, you could have been somewhere else, but you've chosen to be with us. And wow, we're so glad you have decided to do that. And so we want you to know that you can check out all the wonderful happenings that occur here at the Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte. You can visit our website, cslcharlotte.org, put in a prayer request and subscribe because we add our recordings to our website each week. So let me tell you a little bit more about who we are. The Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte is a New Thought community, living an ancient wisdom philosophy based on the science of mind. This science of mind philosophy was developed in the early 20th century by writer and lecturer Ernest Holmes. Dr. Holmes was a man on a mission. He studied truths from all of the world's religious traditions and spiritual paths. Dr. Holmes developed a fresh new way for us to look at ourselves and how we fit into the world. At CSO Charlotte, every philosophy is honored, along with every race, sexual orientation, and physical distinction. This is a diverse community. There are many paths to the divine. We can call it God, peace, love, spirit, infinite mind, the I am presence. It really doesn't matter what you call it. That is your power that resonates within you. You do not have to leave your philosophy or nature of knowledge. You can just join us anytime because we recognize and refer to many of the Holy Scriptures, such as the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, the Upanishads, and the Bhagavad Gita. And that's just to name only a few. And so our vision statement here at CSO Charlotte is to continue a spiritual community, creating and preparing a succession of future leaders who can fully integrate, teach, and expose the science of mind principles, messages, and practices that strengthen mind, body, and spirit of individuals. One of our aims is to create a high collective consciousness for everyone in this community. We teach everyone the tools to do just that. So come and join us as we meet each Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so you'll find out more about that, about our consciousness meeting later on. And we would really love if you are so intrigued that you join us on those Tuesday evenings. So welcome everyone and enjoy our service as we celebrate this powerful being which lives within each and every one of us. So before I pass the mic over to our illustrious leader, I want to leave you with this thought because our Sunday's theme today is It's All About You. Yes, it is. So here's a thought I want you to just basically chew on before I pass the mic. When nobody else celebrates you, learn to celebrate yourself. When nobody else compliments you, then compliment yourself. It's not up to other people to keep you encouraged. It's up to you. Encouragement should come from the inside. And that is from Reverend Joe Gold Osteen. So now I'm going to pass the mic over to our fabulous, fearless, and illustrious spiritual leader, Reverend Rosedale.
Well, thank you there. That's the brother Horace. Boy, I'm telling you, he is phenomenal in that. You know, I love the idea. If nobody celebrates you, you celebrate yourself. But anyway, fantastic. Welcome everyone from everywhere, near and far, whether you're on YouTube watching us, on our recordings, whether you're watching us on Zoom on the day of. just know you are being touched. We know you're there. We're reaching you. So, for that said, welcome to CSL Charlotte. This is the Mind, Body, Spirit Center. And what we do for the Mind, Body, Spirit Center is we pretty much are in celebration today on Sunday. And what we do for our celebration is we open up with an affirmation, affirmative prayer. And this affirmative prayer just sets the whole tone. So I'm giving great thanks for Dr. Wanda, who comes on to do that, because every single week she and I meet for our own special prayer. And it's very good to have someone else that's a prayer partner with you to just have all of that going on. So thank you for that, Dr. Wanda. With that, would you mind coming aboard and doing our prayer to open us up with this morning?
It would be my honor and pleasure to do that. So let's just take a deep breath, everyone who has arrived here this morning in breathless anticipation for our service this morning, present moment. Take a deep breath, relax into this moment. And what I know right here and right now, that as we begin this Sunday morning with Reverend Rosedale, our spiritual leader from CSL Charlotte, that there are a group of people who have come together to provide a safe and open space, a welcoming space for each and every one who is called to this service this morning. Because I know that there is one power, one presence that is greater than anything, any person, place, thing, situation, circumstance, institution, or organization. I know that this power is pure love, pure hope, pure joy, pure ecstasy. And I also know that we are it. It is that I am that created everything that we see, hear, taste, feel, smell, even the seen and unseen, all the creatures of the earth, all the plants, this planet, the galaxies. It is magnificent. And we are here this morning to celebrate that and to celebrate one another, because each and every one of us is a mini universe within itself. We have the power within it. There is a power for good in this universe, and we get to use it, especially on Sunday morning when we come together and connect ourselves like a chain that circles the world with love and hope and energy and shifts the consciousness of the world. And so I'm excited this morning to be able to bring in this service this morning. And I'm also grateful knowing that Reverend Rosedale always opens herself as a conduit for spirit. And as it moves through as and in her, each of us hears what we need to hear. We get what we need to get today. And it elevates everyone who shows up this morning. And with that, I simply say, this is the truth of it. And so it is. And I turn it back over.
And so it is. Oh boy, that is so phenomenal. So thank you for that wonderful prayer. You actually opened us up to it, and it's all good. You opened us up really nicely here. So the next on our platform is Jerry Campbell, and she's known as Groovy G. It's her signature, Groovy. So Groovy is quite an honest person to me. And to me, she does exactly, she's not wishy-washy in her thoughts and her thinking. When she wants to say something, she says it, and I love it. So she will let me know, I guess, and everybody else know what she needs us to know, not what she thinks we want to hear. And that's what I like about her. So that's what I mean about this talk. It's all about you, because that's another part of us that we got to do. We got to know what we want and what we mean and what we want to say. So with that being said, I just want you to know that she's going to be doing that reading for us. So after her reading, I invite you to listen to Gentle with Myself by Karen Drucker. Karen Drucker is a phenomenal person to be thinking about herself today. So it's all about her, according to her right now. So just keep looking at all these different things we're talking about today, about it being all about you and it being all about me and it being about everything. And then you will see what you learn about this day for yourself. So after that, you will hear that beautiful recording. So Groovy, make it do what it do.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for the honor of being able to read the following. It's called Finding Value in Self-Approval Instead of External Validation, and it's written by our very own Rosedale Jones. We often seek external validation from others in order to feel good about ourselves. But this can be a slippery slope, as it can be hard to find genuine approval, and we may end up feeling worse than before. Learning to find value in self approval instead of external validation is an important step towards achieving true happiness and contentment. Self approval is about understanding your own worth and recognizing our accomplishments without needing recognition from others. It is about understanding that we are enough and that we do not need anyone else's approval or validation to feel good about ourselves. With practice, we can learn to trust our own judgment and appreciate the little things that make us unique rather than seeking validation from outside sources. What practice should we explore to find value in self approval? Developing our own judgment is a valuable skill that can be acquired through practice. Taking the time to recognize individual uniqueness and appreciate the small details that make life special is the best way to ensure we are finding validation within ourselves. With some introspection, we dive into our values, talents, and passions in order to gain the assurance in ourselves that is so necessary for our well-being. Therefore, it is an important step to obtain this valuable skill through spiritual practice. Self-reflection is an essential part of personal growth and development, as it can give us greater insight into our values, talents, and passions. Taking the time to examine and reflect your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors is extremely beneficial in helping to build greater self-confidence and trust in yourself and your decisions, ultimately leading to improved mental health and overall well-being. The following is a quote from Rosedale Jones. Realizing the need to make life all about yourself means understanding that you are in control of your own destiny and taking charge of your future. And so it is.
And wow, beautiful. So let's just think about how gentle on yourself means, what it means to you. So, in this 3-minute meditation, relax your eyes. Even if you just put them down to your lap, you're still relaxing them. Even if you choose to close them, it's all good. Either way, it's good. Now, breathe in really deep and really long. And as you exhale, just think about the times that you may have thought of yourself as less than certain people in your life. And if that's the case, ask yourself, is that what gentle with myself means? Probably not. Just know that Karen Drucker's song, Gentle with Myself, is all about her. So, what about how you think about your life? You should know it's all about you. So, breathe in one more time and slowly exhale. And just wiggle your fingers and your toes as you integrate your mind, your body, and your spirit. And just look around your space with gratitude as if you are a new person to your own space. So I'm taking a gratitude moment and I'm giving great thanks to our fabulous MC Horace. He came up with Joel Osteen. I just love that man. He's fabulous. And who knows? I mean, not who knows. Horace knows who he is and he knows it's all about him also. So I know that about you, Horace. Don't be hiding it. So the topic that we're talking about came to life. It's all about you when Ruby G read Finding Value of Self-Approval Instead of Your External Validation, reaching out for people in your external world. So thank you for that, Ruby G. So To our awesome Dr. Wanda, thank you for that heartfelt opening prayer. It really opened the door to the power within us all today. And then speaking of prayer, I know that our ecclesiastical team is going to continue holding the high watch over our service today. So I thank that already. I'm already thanking you for that. Meanwhile, I'm going to keep my heart in the deepest gratitude for all the healings that I witnesses just this past week. For those people who would like to know about the experience of healings or anything like that, join our consciousness meetings on Tuesdays. We will talk about that later, as Horace said. You'll hear more about that. So when I think about it's all about you, one of our core concepts of the science of mind is wholeness, or completeness for that matter. The first thing we need to know for ourselves is we are whole and complete. That's how we can be gentle with ourselves. Now, wholeness doesn't just mean or include the things we love about ourselves or our experiences or even our lives at all. Wholeness also includes those little parts that we want to hide. Wholeness actually involves embracing that shadow parts of ourselves too. Okay, wholeness is everything. It's the good. It's everything that we're a part of, right? It's those things that we rather not face. It's even those things that who cares whether we acknowledge it or not. And we don't want to face it. But when we have a sense of wholeness, it means accepting all aspects of who we are, including the difficult and the challenging aspects of us, and us understanding how each one of those aspects of us continues to contribute to who we are as individuals. Yes, wholeness is a part of us. It is all about you. So in order to believe that it's all about you, guess what we need? We need spiritual practice. You also got to consider this thing here. Taking care of our emotions has definitely an extraordinary impact, a very important, extraordinary impact on our physical health. Oh my God. Besides discovering the truth about ourselves, which is a lifetime worth of work, that's exactly what it's all about, wholeness. It's a lifetime worth of work. Have you ever found yourself struggling to let go of seeking validation from outside sources? And then you feel like you're stuck in this endless cycle of wanting approval? Well, you know who you are and you know what's going through your mind. But just be assured that nobody here is going to know that you've had this before. So you don't have to worry either. But I'm here to tell you what I've been through. I'm not ashamed to say. I was there at one time when I was stuck in this endless cycle of wanting approval. Back in the day, I played some really hefty roles in the churches that I was in. And I was a member back in the day of Pentecostal, Baptist, Holiness, Methodist, you name it. And honestly, it's all God. It's all good. It's all God. That's all I know. It was all good, but I used to throw, it's not but, and I used to throw these raises, and we would do a lot of selling food and tickets to come see our choirs rock the house, right? Everybody would come out and enjoy themselves. I'd love to invite my mother. I would invite her all the time so she can come and see how great I'm doing in the world by myself as I'm living there on my own. That was seeking approval. Just check it out, y'all. Stuck in them days where you want to seek approval. I was a people pleaser so that the pastors and everyone would see what I was, that I'm a great person, right? A lot of good that did, because if I were to make one mistake, that I could have been ousted from the privilege of serving the church. You have to think about the things that you thought were so important when you are before and after. Sometimes what I found was my so-called feelings would get hurt by the things that people may say to me. But that's because I wasn't authentic. I was just trying to live by their rules and their rules on how my own life should run. I was doing it for approval, not my realness. So when we're authentic, it's a sign of true self-worth and confidence that makes us feel secure in ourselves without even needing other people to validate that truth for us. See, being authentic just really means having the courage to let go of other people's opinions and focus on our own beliefs. Then, only then, will we become our own validation. See, it's all about you. First, we need to break the habit of looking towards this external people out here for approval. What does that company think? What does this person think? Our own self-worth doesn't come from how we compare to others. It comes from within. Did you understand Ruby's reading with finding value and self-approval instead of external validation? Developing, this sentence is important. Developing your own judgment is a valuable skill that can be acquired through practice. But all you got to do is take the time to recognize your individual uniqueness, uniqueness, and appreciate the small details that make life special for you. Just appreciate what's going on with you. See, we need to take time for some introspection, self-reflection. Actually, well, how did I act it that day? How was I doing? What was I saying? You know, in order to get our values, our talents, and our passions within us, we have to take time to find out where they are. But self-reflection and introspection helps us with that. That's how we get the assurance in ourselves. That's so necessary for us to feel assured. It's necessary. People taught you as a child that no, you should not feel confident. Everybody, you don't clap for yourself. Other people clap for you. And you don't think about that. But clearly, it's an important step in order to attain that valuable skill and feel like that whole person that you really are. Develop your own judgment, and you need to use that as a skill. And that skill comes through spiritual practices. Now, you know what spiritual practices are already. It's meditation. It's writing the day in the life. It's actually leading meditation for others. When I do that, I'm still in the meditation with everyone. You know, we gotta take the time to focus on what's best for us, not others. I know everybody says, that's so selfish. Yeah, I know, but you gotta learn to be selfish. But maybe our spiritual practice could be writing a story about how we feel when we own our self-worth. Well, this is how I would be if I owned my self-worth. I would be da, 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 da. That is what we do. I always do this because I'm actually typing all the time. I don't write because if I write, well, my handwriting would be atrocious and I can't read it. But I write so I can read my stuff, right? It's the thing. Does it matter what somebody else says, whether I write it or type it? It's all about me. It's all about you. I will boldly say that this one thing about spiritual practice. If you're doing that work, you're feeling what I'm saying right now. But if you're not, it's okay. It's up to you. What I found recently when I read Susan Cohen's book in Psychology Today, she was writing things, and I think it was all about how people tend to please others, and they do it for approval, never happy with inside. And she said when they try to please other people, what we're actually doing is seeking approval of others, but we're seeking approval from outside sources. See, when I keep saying it's from within, that's because we're so busy ignoring what's in here. Keep watching what I'm saying. watching what I'm saying, right? Not just listening, watching what I'm saying inside you. Whenever we look for something from the outside world to give us validation for our own selves, we set ourselves up for a big disappointment. Sometimes we set ourselves up to live life, a life that we don't really want. But the thing about it, it may meet their expectations and they're happy that we're living their life for their expectations. We don't dare, if we're so sensitive, right? If we're still being sensitive, we don't dare take the chance on something that may bring us happiness. We try to seek the approval so that we don't rank so low on the social media or the social status quo, if you will. We don't want to understand that we are making ourselves and putting ourselves in an awkward position. We do that. We do exactly that because it's what is expected of what others want from us and for us. And we do that in return of their approval. See, I was thinking of myself and I said, wow, I remember those days. See, it's all about you speaks volumes to me. Either way, you know it's all about you too. However, this day goes, whether this day goes into one of those yays or nays, you know, because I know it's all about me, and you should know it's all about you. And all about you actually reminds me of something I read in the Bible. See, Psalms 27:13, David said, I had fainted unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. You got to look at how the Bible speaks and see how literal it's supposed to be really read. And it's not literal at all because it is all metaphysical, metaphorical. Listen to this. So fainted actually means that he gave up hope. Oh my goodness, he just lost himself. And it appeared to me that what made him get back his zeal and zest with life is that he did a little bit of self-reflection to even say that. He did a little prayer work to even think about moving on to something to help him believe himself. Do you really know that it's all about you? Do you know why it's all about you? Do you know what it means to be all about you? Well, it's simple. It's because you see everything. Whatever you see and whatever you deem that thing to be true, it's true for you. So if it's not something that's going to make you happy, then let that thing go. Because you are then disappointing yourself because you're seeing it in a certain way and you're expecting a certain thing to happen for you. So if it's you, it's all about you. It is nobody else. If you're thinking that a group of people don't like you or think or don't accept you, what do you accept about yourself? Evidently, if you don't feel that they're accepting you, then that's all about you. It's all about you. You're thinking that. And that's exactly what it means. So maybe David's spiritual practice was writing a story back then. Who knows? How did he want to feel in his own self-worth if he couldn't look around and see God in the land of the living? Can you look around and see God in the land of the living? I wonder. But I'll remind you of my quote that Groovy G read. Realizing the need to make life all about yourself means understanding that you are in control of your own destiny and taking charge of your own future. Period. In the story. And that reminds me of how clever Spirit is to have people written that Bible and feel inspired to write the Bible, but also for me to run my eyes over it one day. And the lesson Another lesson came up in the Bible to me on Exodus. It was 3:13 to 14. See, Moses learned who he was when he asked the question, well, who shall I say sent me? And the voice, the God within him said, it is I am that I am. I am that I am. And what does that mean? Every time you say something after I am, that it's you. That is to say, what will you say to the children of Israel when you come to save them? I am that I am sent me. What is he saying? That the God within him gave him the courage to come forward and be who he is to do that. So be mindful of what goes behind the words I am for you. That's the major, major meaning of it's all about you. Well, to me anyway. In order to truly believe in yourself, you gotta know it's about you. To really truly understand and appreciate who you are, we need to understand our wholeness and completeness. A sense of wholeness evokes in us a strong feeling of safety and security. And this is what allows us to live out loud and to be and to have our most genuine lives. You see, it's important to embrace all aspects of ourselves and just build these blocks so that we can understand our wholeness and be the key to being vulnerable to ourselves because it offers us to know our safetyness and to know our wholeness. It offers us a safe space to explore who we are and our true potential. Because wholeness helps us to recognize that all aspects of ourselves, including our emotions, including our strengths, including our weakness, and all of that great stuff is interconnected. So being mindful of our wholeness makes it understandable of how it impacts our talk topic today. It's all about you. Everyone has a unique life experience. And in it, it's important to take time to focus on yourself and your needs. Making life all about you involves thinking about what is important for you, what brings joy to you, and how to make your life better. It's important because making life all about you allows you to control your life, just like the quote says. At that point, you get to make the choices that align with your values and your beliefs. When it comes to taking a break and investing that time in yourself, it's it's a spiritual practice time. It goes a long way in helping us. It helps us to understand us better. It helps us to build better relationships and living a brighter future, living a brighter life. See, I mean, having a spiritual practice as the main focus for investing times in ourselves is so necessary. It really, really, really is. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you remember something before this next song comes up. And this next song, I want you to remember David saying these words. I had fainted unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. And on you, as you listen to this song, remember it's all good, it's all God, and allow them to sing it directly to your soul. Bypass all of your judgments or how perfect it should sound. Just let it flow into your heart. It's all good, it's all God. It's our next song. But all I know is it's all good, it's all God. Who got it was supposed to get it, and it's just a wonderful thing. So when we know that it's all good, it's all God. That means that we are that person that he was talking to himself about. He said, in order to truly believe in who you are, you gotta know it's all about you. So that all said, we're gonna pass the mic back over to our MC. That you go out to the website now and put in a prayer request about something special going on or something you would like to see even better. Put that prayer request in and get that email back from us. So yes, indeed. And this is about now, this is the time where I like to talk about celebrating people's birthday. Now, if you would just put your birthday in the chat, without the year, we can always celebrate your birthday, because remember, it's all about you. It's important that you celebrate you. You heard that in Horace's quote from Joel Osteen. Joel Osteen said that. And it's nice that other people think it, but then it just reminds us, you know what? I was born that day. I need to celebrate my day, no matter what, and let other people celebrate me. Come on now. Now, that's what I like to know. I just want your birthday, not your birth year. Okay? So this thing, guys, that you know it's important. Just know that birthday, that day, you are important. I'm not going to keep going on it no more. But anyway, it's time for me to thank my fabulous team. You know, this is not a one-man band, which I'm not a man anyway, but this is an awesome team of people here that constantly grabbing the ball and catching it and throwing across and keeping things going, keeping the balls in the air, especially until we go to our in-person meetings and have it all hybrid. So therefore, we'll have higher technology and all that great stuff, but we're not there yet. But anyway, first of all, let me just thank them. Timmy P, that was awesome with the announcements and the way you made sure that we understood everything that we can do and how we can do it and what we're talking about on Tuesday. Horace, I want to thank you so much, because you know what happened when I was saying, when I got to the end, I was so busy pulling strings on the this technology stuff. I didn't say Horace's name. So I'm saying Horace the Bush. That's what I say. Doggone it. Tell me what I can't say. Technology. Huh. So anyway, that all said, I just know that our whole idea to go hybrid is to deepen our impact, because I know that CSL Charlotte is on the map to bring forth some real truth and healing to a lot of people's lives, and the vision is so clear for us to operate with that. So I thank you so much, and I thank you, Melissa, for spotlighting. And I also thank you, Dr. Wanda, for that fabulous prayer, and I thank JT in advance for actually doing that prayer room tech, which Alan called it something else. I can't call it right now. But thanks, Alan, for always giving me your informative things to keep me tuned up here, because it's good to have my right-hand man here. So thank you too. And thank Groovy G. She's keeping everything formed, rolling well, and the sound is pretty decent for the most part. And we're getting there, guys, with the sounds and all that. So don't worry, we're gonna do all right. And that's just how that all says. So what else do I want to say? And remember, if you would like to prayer, a Zoom prayer at the end, a 3-minute prayer, we are definitely hoping for you to do that, because it will take you through a nice, wonderful time for the rest of the day. You will feel good for saying something, getting it off your chest with some live person who is beautiful and really keeping it very confidential between the two of you. And you also got a chance to let it go and release it. So that is so, so, so important. So know that I mentioned earlier about going hybrid, meaning that we're looking for places. We've already kind of earmarked prices and how much things are, and also to have the technology that we really need to really make this thing so powerful. It's in the ballpark of $100,000. So what Timmy P said when he talked about what was it? Who said the announcements? You? Timmy P. No, I'm saying who said the money part, but the donations, right? Because we are constantly finding ways to do this. And so what I'd like to say is that in advance, thank you for your donations, but your donations are going to a cause to actually help the world. So just know that, and that's where we're headed. And so that being said, I believe that's it. That's it. You did. That's all, folks, right? Okay, that's it. So that all said, we also have the wrap-up song, the last song, the one that really takes us to the bit. And just remember, it's all about you, and that's where we're taking your mind. That's where you're taking your mind. Instead of what they say, it's taking it back to you. I challenge you this week to remember that it's all about you and to reflect on what's true for you in your life. Because this last song is going to have you answer this question. What if there was only one more thing that you needed to do and you were told, hey, this is your last day on earth? What would you do? Where would you spend it? How would you spend it? What would you spend? Time, money, or effort? And just think about that, because this song that's about to come up is a wonderful song that describes what the last song is all about. So let's listen to that song, and just before Dr. Wanda comes back and prays us out. Such a beautiful song. If so, then I'm glad I came. That is so wonderful. So I'm glad I was here. I hope many of you are glad you were here on this earth. Are you all glad to be on earth? Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's see. I just want to make sure everybody's happy to be here. Yeah, because if this was your last song, you can say, I'm happy to be here. So that said, I just want to make sure that you, Dr. Wanda, get a chance to pray us out, because that was a beautiful bringing in. So we will look forward to you praying us out.
Thank you, Reverend Rosedale. Okay, wow, what a great talk today. So right here, right now, I am in gratitude for this moment in time that I was able to participate in such a powerful, powerful, powerful time. This group that came together with time, talent, and treasure to produce this safe space is an amazing opportunity for each and every one of us to step back into the light today. As we leave this service today, we step back into the process, not in the world of chaos, but in that inner space, that universe within. And we're in the process of reestablishing the integration between the mind, the body, and the spirit, creating opportunities for the return of the memory of wholeness, the wholeness that we always are. There is no way we cannot be whole, because I know that each and every part of us is integrated, whether it's those parts that feel broken or the parts that feel happy. It is part of our wholeness. It's all the opportunities in life to be exactly who we are, and who we are is divine. Absolutely divine, whole, and perfect. We were born from a perfect place of good and love, good, and more good, pressed down and pouring over. There is a power for good in this universe, and we can use it. And so today I use it in my heart to know for each and every person who is here today that you are whole. There is nothing broken. It is all good. And so right here and right now, I know that I am also in gratitude, not only for Reverend Rosedale's talk this morning, but for the example that she set. She not only speaks as do as I say, not as I do, she does. She lives what she speaks. And she was a good example. And I know that each and every one of us steps into the world today a better example of what being wholeness means, what that means to us. And as we demonstrate that in our lives, we give permission to each and every person with whom we come in contact to demonstrate that in their own lives. That is the purpose of CSL Charlotte, to empower, to enlighten, to enrich the lives of others. And I believe to the core of my being, that is what we do. That is our message. That is our power. And so right here and right now, I simply release my human hands, knowing that all that was said today was heard, all that needed to be done today was done, and so it is.
And so it is. So right now, thank you for everything everybody does all the time. It is such a wonderful thing. So what I would like to say is have a great rest of your day. And I really mean that. I mean, I say things and, I mean it. Be who you are, because life is all about you. Really trust that. And as we trust that, step up if you need a prayer, because sometimes people are afraid to step up because of what, I don't know, somebody might think of me. But look, one thing I learned in two of our meetings last week, and that was the consciousness meeting and the leadership meeting, was we all have the same goal in life. And that is all about love for ourselves, for our family, about something. So if you have a prayer that's on your heart right now, please step up and let JT, Jariva Trailer, but JT know who it is and what you would like. And she will put you in a private room with a prayer person, and definitely do that. I'm telling you, just do that and release yourself for the rest of the afternoon. So with that said, guys, I say have a great rest of your day. Everyone have a great day.